to your senses yet?
Aslan, fuck you. I'm telling you, Conrad's going to win the tournament.
I'm telling you, he doesn't stand a chance.
Conrad wins every time. Just look at him. He can cut you in half without even pulling his sword from the scabbard.
Fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
What are you blabbering about?
Buy 2 pots, I've got lots. Have a bowl as well.
But they say no one stands a chance against him because he's in league with the devil.
Barbara watch over you.
Who is it? His name is...
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He got as drunk as a lord. Totally pie-faced. Then he fell into a ditch, and now he's staggering around the streets, God knows where.
I might have expected. Once, he turned up with a hangover, and as soon as he smelt wine, he threw up all over the chapel door. I told him if that ever happened again, he was for the boot. Oh, well, you'll have to take his place for today. I've no time to find someone else. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well,
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
white or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
To stay in the background and keep quiet until someone asks me something.
Correct. The councillors have a lot to discuss, and they certainly don't need any interruptions. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Our current Waffen arsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning
Hey,
from
waiter,
it.
pour me some to
Should
try.
the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
I apologize,
That
sir.
Hackenbücher.
Which wine?
Tokai.
Hand
White.
Can
Are
you
you
believe
deaf?
it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison.
Are you
and
deaf or
Herr
something?
König
Why?
surely knows
White.
this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is.
Boy,
The
are
Dry
you deaf
Devil
or
is
something?
running free.
Wine.
There are
White.
Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty helmets.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly?
You
The
can shut that
merciful
damn
King
picture.
Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris.
I'd like some monastery
Where
wine.
can we get the coin
Refill my
for
cup,
better
boy.
equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as
Monastery
well.
wine,
Maybe
here.
if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So
Well,
you
thank
suggest
the
we just
Lord.
wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see
Hey,
no
waiter,
solution
pour
of
me
the
some
current
monastery
situation.
wine.
We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
Sir?
I didn't order that. I wanted red.
I'd like to report to the honorable
I must have
council
misheard.
on the cleanliness of the
I
city
apologize.
and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens'
Come
needs.
here, friend.
right, Jerome.
And bring that red with
But
you.
a woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used to be there.
She's a protege of Maresh.
Sir?
Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed. Boo. It takes a firm hand,
Glorious
not soft, feminine fingers.
A moment ago, you were complaining there weren't enough baths.
A word.
Shouldn't we support her?
Something like this is better handled by trustworthy people, like my friend.
More wine,
Bathhouse
Master Bailiff?
proprietor
I
Adam.
have enough
The
wine.
need for
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here?
Nice.
Sewage, rats,
Whose
sloth,
silver might this
rubbish.
be?
The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly parrot.
So, did you find it?
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage.
Waiter,
Ulrich,
pour me red
what have
wine.
you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well. Everybody knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself,
Monastery
Adam,
wine.
and stop
Here.
drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right.
Well,
Let's
thank
not
the Lord.
burden the anointed monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself? Me? I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident.
Hawkeye,
You
and
were
the full
there,
cup.
weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding.
I apologize, sir.
We've sorted it
Which
out
one?
and everything's
Hawkeye!
settled.
My ears must be deceiving
Are
me.
you deaf?
Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it
sir.
really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it.
Thank you, waiter.
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard
fancy some
will cause
Chakar.
any trouble.
Refill,
he is
boy.
sensible enough not to draw attention to himself.
I
while
apologize,
the king
sir.
is here.
Which one?
That's true.
Are you colorblind?
Because if we don't do something
White.
about him, the king himself will put an end to him.
be right
and
back.
soon.
Unless he
With
puts
the
an
wine.
end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's
Yes,
no
sir.
point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Andreas,
thank
but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect
Boy,
the gentleman
I'd like
from the
some
city's
white.
sword fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't hang
Horse.
around me. Vanish,
You act
you
like
hear me?
you've never been in a fight yourself. And to
you
accuse
wish,
a swordsmaster
Sir Ulrich.
without a shred of proof.
Go. I don't want
We're
to
not
see
some
you
old
again.
fishwives in the marketplace.
Hey,
So you will
boy,
just leave it
a
be?
word.
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that.
Refill, sir.
There
Do you
are
think
more
I come to the
pressing
council
matters
just to
deal with.
guzzle wine?
More
Come here.
pressing than the open...
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while,
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored, and because I told you. Get on with it.
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Better leave the wine here.
We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 24, sir.
And you counted correct. Good. Here you are, so you can have a bit of fun in the evening too, eh?
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster?
Hey,
Hire more craftsmen, start with
pour me
bank
some
shifts.
monastery wine.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late.
I apologise,
or of course
sir.
Sick, and if
Which
they
one?
do come,
Monastery
their work is shit,
red.
and you have to pay someone else to put it right. It's a waste of time. I tell you, a waste of time.
Adam, don't interrupt the proceedings with your drunken ranting, even if you are in the right. And as for you,
Monastery wine.
haven't you
Here.
noticed there's a war going on?
You,
Are the
lad.
experts from far
You
off
look
supposed
familiar
put
to
the
me.
city under siege?
Have we met?
Besides, I
Well,
get
naturally.
the feeling there's something
I go
other
to
than
your
the
tavern
welfare
almost
of the
every
city
day.
behind your
Really?
complaints.
Oh, you do?
Then you
Do
must
you?
have decent wages to
And
be
what
able to
would
visit the
that be?
best tavern in town
For
regularly.
instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, my friend, your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild
Okay.
provided and
And a
still
full
provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're
I
not
apologize,
supplying
sir.
equipment to the army.
Which wine?
If
Are
that's
you
all, sir,
colorblind?
they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Hopbrink.
What near wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all
Sir?
been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them
No,
all
no.
out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Gyurcsák össze, a legjobb katonákat, és kelkinek útra!
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
And like this man of falls!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we